Well, hello, my friend. This is Pat Moore, Channels More Sporting. I appreciate you stopping by. Today we're going to be talking about dual tournament that we have entered, which is the second tournament of the year for, and I got a fish, I think, or weeds or something. Got something on there. It is a dual tournament. That's a fish. Well, that's amazing. And and it's the KFNW second tournament, and the native no limit, which I seem to do incredibly poorly in. I've yet to measure a fish in one of the 5 that I've been in, or 4 I've been in. And so, yeah. And this one is not going to measure in either tournament, but it is a fish. It's nice to actually catch a fish. Now, these are trebles, so stop that. And I'm incredibly frustrated with this water because it's not water that I normally fish. I don't usually fish rivers. I fish stale lakes, ones that don't have current. And so I am completely lost in this environment. I better put him on the board. He's close. I think he's like 11 and a half, but the KFNW minimum is 12 inches and the no limit is 14. Let's just see what we got here. Oh my gosh. Well, he was a 12 incher. He went in a drink. Hopefully we can get some more of those. Dang it. Well, I'm not going to win it with a 12 incher, but it would have been fun to have him on the board. Gosh darn it. I didn't have my other cameras running either, so we're going to turn those on. Okay. This wasn't much of an introduction. I got interrupted by a dang fish. All right, so we're in both tournaments, and the wind's supposed to blow really hard today, like up to 30 miles an hour, but not until around noonish, which is when we're supposed to be getting off the water. And that's why I'm filming here practically in the dark, because we started the tournament really early so we could avoid that wind. And which I think is a fabulous decision on our tournament director's part, Marvin. He thought it through and said, "Hey, this is the way we should do it." Obviously, I'm still catching fish early in the morning like this, so let's do it. All right, so as I catch fish throughout the day, I will do my best to include you guys. So come along; it'll be a lot of fun. A lot of cursing and swearing and throwing things probably, but, you know, we'll have a good time. Stay on, stay on. It's not a very big fish. That one, can that possibly be 12 inches? I don't know. I didn't think the last one was 12 inches and I let it get away. Oh, he got off. Well done. Now, listen, I just want to check you little jackass. Stop. Okay, you're a half inch short. Okay. Well, alright, so I let the first one get away because of my stupidity, and the second one was a half an inch short. They didn't look that different to me, but the first one was just a hair bit bigger. That's what's going to happen all day long, probably. The pre-fishing I did was pretty much what you just saw there. A bunch of little dinks. I caught one 18-incher randomly, and so I'm hoping maybe I can catch two 18-inchers randomly. We'll see. I don't know. Who knows? We got another fish on the line. Jumped like 3 times, so well, don't be doing that, you silly fish. Stay down. Oh shit. That was dumb. I reeled him right to the end of the rod. Oh, dang it. I don't think he's 12 inches either. Maybe. We'll see. Oh, maybe. Okay. You know, get it out of your system. So let me get you checked, okay, buddy? Ooh. Oh gosh darn it. Oh, that spot right there, he will measure 12 inches. We're gonna get him. He's just barely 12 inches. Gotta get the fish stretcher out for him. Oh lordy, the silly things we do in these stupid. Yeah, okay, flop around, do your thing. All right. Whew. Well, that's 2 fish, and I noticed, I just marked this one. I didn't mark the other one. It was right off this point. That sounds strange. A fish would be on a point. Huh. Get to the end here. Oh, I got another one. This one's a little bit better fish. Quite a bit better fish. This one's going to be the required 12 inches. It might actually be 14. Stay on there. Oh, it's a walleye. God's sake. That's a personal best walleye, because I've never caught one before. It's a pretty good sized fish. Well, I was pretty excited about that, but not anymore. They got some nasty teeth in there too. I don't know if you can see that in there. Look at that, huh? Do not ever lip a walleye. Mm-mm. Well, that had me excited there for a little bit.
Now, somewhere along the line, you probably have noticed everything's on my chest camera. I had accidentally bumped my power in my cameras, and it turned my cameras and my 360 light off. So showing it up to those cameras, it's pointless.
That's a nice fish right there. All right. Thank you for playing. Go have fun.
Now, I'm not completely oblivious. I do eventually find out that my cameras aren't on. I do turn them on, so it's not going to be a chest camera throughout the entire video. There will be some other perspectives at some point.
Oh, golly. I was all excited. I thought, whoa, we're going to catch a fish that's actually going to measure in both tournaments. Woohoo! Nope. I should have taken a picture of it anyway. Oh, well. I got fish to catch. None of this fooling around. Silly walleyes. Another fish. This is a decent one. It's jumped a couple times, so I'm pretty sure it's not a walleye.
All right, not to be too Captain Obvious here, but I've been trolling. That's what I'm doing here. And I'm doing this because I didn't find any specific location where I was catching fish during pre-fishing. They were all over this flat, and even though I had been marked quite a few fish catches, they just weren't in any kind of pattern. So I just covered lots of water and trolling, and that was the easiest way to do that.
Some color on them. Oh, don't do that. Okay. Oh. Yeah, that's a nice fish. Probably 14 incher, maybe 16 incher, somewhere in there. God, get away from that fish. Okay. Yeah, he's been caught once or twice before. He's a pretty aggressive little fella. Okay, buddy. You played nicely. You can go. All right, now let's see here.
The joys of a new kayak. I couldn't figure out how to get my measuring board in place, so I had to do a little reconnoitering and practicing here to get everything lined up the way it needed to be. It looks like that'll work.
Got a really nice fish. Sorry I didn't turn you on for the play, but he's not that big, but pretty happy with him nonetheless. What is it with the fish? They turn on when the train comes? There's another friggin' train coming. This stretch right through here is producing. I'm catching some decent fish in here. Don't jump, you stupid fish. Okay, that's a keeper. Maybe not a 14 incher, but he's a KFNW keeper. Just settle the hell down. Nah, he's not gonna make it. I thought he was a keeper. The hell do I know? So far we got 3 keepers. We would have had 4 if I didn't butterfinger it. While I was doing the intro. Oh well. It's still early. It's only 6:30. We should probably be able to get another couple fish. One of those situations where it's not going to happen.
I want you to note here when I start pedaling really fast, because that helps get a good hook set on the fish, and it keeps pressure on the fish, so it loads the rod up, and then the fish gets off anyway.
I think he got off. Dang it.
Here's another tip that I've mentioned before in videos, but I'll share it again here. I always use a Sharpie marker when I've let out a consistent amount of line. I measure how much line I want to let out, and then in order to be able to let that same amount of line out, or to be able to consistently let out the same amount of line, I just put a mark on the line with the Sharpie, and that way I can just let out line till I see the little green mark, and then I know I've let out the same amount of line as I did the last time.
Okay.
And you can use different colors to denote different lengths. If you think that one length might be better than another, then you can identify that and be consistent in the way that you're trolling.
Okay, I got another, feels like a really nice one. Stay on now, stay on. Don't be freaking out on me. 16 something. Boy, they really don't want to close their mouth. You're just going to have to relax there for a minute, buddy, because you're not wanting to participate. And when you don't participate... Alright. Okay. I said okay, you can leave now. Okay, we got 4 fish. Now, we got one more to make a limit. And we're doing way better than I thought I was going to do. I thought I was going to get 5 12-inchers. Wow. I have another fish on, but I don't think he's going to be big enough. Actually, yeah, he is. I should have netted him. Stop. Might be like a 13-incher. That's one thing about this new kayak. It's substantially bigger. Everything can get out of reach really quickly. Now, when I set you on here, you're going to go ape shit? Yes, you are. $12.25. Well, it's still 5 fish. When we get to the other end, we're going to take a break, have some breakfast, submit some fish. Okay, we got another fish. Feels like a slightly better fish. Well, I don't know. He might be a 12.5. He's a fighter. That'll give him. He might have been 12, but just freaking barely, which is not really an upgrade for me.
I turned my cameras on just in time to show you guys this Columbia trophy. Yeah, he's almost the size of the lure. It was pretty bad.
The larger fish seem to have settled down. I don't know. I don't know if they're moving out to deeper water, or that they just, the bite turned off and they're still there, whether they're hunkering down in the rocks. Not sure. Not sure what's going on there. But if you guys have a thought, please share it in the comments.
I'm trying to work my way back down to that other end because I wanted to do some other things down there, like eat some lunch and submit my fish, but I keep getting interrupted by fish.
Gargantuan one, but a keeper nonetheless. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you guys can see that down in there. That's a giant claw. And I haven't been fishing with a jig. And I didn't think they were feeding on crayfish all that much, but maybe here on these rocks they are. I don't know. Maybe if I get bored a little later, I can start jig fishing a little bit. But they do seem to want something moving. And everything I tried slow, it didn't work, so. I bet he actually cut my jig off because alright, that's an upgrade. I think we're going to end up with like a 16-inch average at the rate we're going, which is going to be nice. So I think the only fish I have left that needs to be called is a 12-incher. Oh, shoot. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay.
Yeah, okay, he's a half an inch upgrade, but it's an upgrade. Okay, at this point, it's about 7:45, 8 o'clock, somewhere in that range, and I decided it's time to upload my KFNW fish. You know, everybody, I don't really like it when people sandbag, so I figured I'll load my fish up, and then people have an idea of what I've caught. They can use it as reference, and I didn't upload the native fish because I didn't have that many, and I knew the wind was going to pick up later in the afternoon and I wouldn't be able to fish anymore, so I figured I'll have plenty of time to do that after the wind picks up, so that was my plan.
Well, we got a fish on a spinner bait. Seems like a nicer fish. Pretty much anything would be better than a 12 1/4 or whatever it is my smallest. And it's better. I think he is. I think he's a 13-incher, maybe.
Thankfully, this is the last fish I have to measure that's under 15 inches. All the ones moving forward here are going to be bigger, so it gets a little bit more exciting, honestly. But before we get into that, it's time for Pat to do something really stupid. And what video wouldn't be complete without Pat doing something really stupid in the middle of it?
I'm going to go in here and punch a little bit. And then we're going to go back out and go through that.
That sounds like a fantastic idea. Let's leave the fish
again.
that we're catching easily and go try something that we didn't do in practice and have no idea whether it'll work or not.
There are largemouth in this pool. I haven't found a good spot for them yet. Our water temps in here are 60 degrees, which is kind of perfect for them. It's a semi-rocky bottom, some sandy rocky bottom. Now I don't think they're on beds anymore, but this is cool enough that it's not ultra stagnant, and they got some cover in the back here. So I'm thinking, well, I should at least give it a try, see what the heck's going on in here before the wind picks up too bad where I can't do it. So I wanted to do that. So that's what we're going to do.
Idiot.
Oh no, they're bream. That's good. There's a bunch of sunfish in here. Yeah, that's really good. Okay.
As I was leaving that bay where I was largemouth fishing, I was moving along at a pretty good clip because I was excited to get back to the area where the fish were. And I was, of course, dragging this lure along, and I was thinking, well, I probably should slow down because all the other fish I caught were, going like 1.75 to 1.9 miles an hour. So that was my plan, but that's when the fish hit. I was going, I don't know, probably 2.5. And I had every intention of going back to the same formula that caught me all the fish. And that was the plan. That's what I was going to do. This was a nice fish. He's 15 3/4. So yeah, I'm catching some decent fish.
Okay. Thank you very much. Oh, got another one. It's not much of a fish, but it's another fish. Well, it's a perch. You can stay off of there. That would be fine with me. Little jackasses.
Typically the way I deal with perch to avoid them is just to speed up. And that's just what I did here. I just decided I'm just going to fish a little faster. I cranked the speed up to about 2.5 miles an hour, which is about 3/4 of a mile an hour faster than I had been going. And of course, the very first fish I get feels like a really good one. Well, it did not elude me that the last two fish I just caught, I was moving at a pretty good clip. And I thought, maybe I should keep this up. Those are both good fish.
Wow, that's a much nicer fish there. Might be another 17-incher. I don't know. It's hard to tell. They wanted it faster. They want it faster.
I believe that the battery in my chest camera finally gave out. It ran out. All those fishes that I was catching. Anyway, so I'm dependent on the front and the back cameras here, and I don't know why I didn't use the net on this fish. I guess I was just excited and pulled him into the boat, and it's a nice fish, 15¼ inches. I think you can tell from this clip that I'm moving along at a pretty good pace, and yep, again, I get a hit. And this is becoming quite the pattern. Okay, so this is the fourth fish that I've caught in the hour that transpired directly after I went into that small cove trying to find a largemouth bass. And in that hour, I caught 63, almost 64 inches, which is pretty significant. And if I'd have spent that hour and 10, 20 minutes actually fishing for the smallmouths the way I was catching them, there's a real good chance I could have cashed a check. I only needed 85 inches. And also, I could have gotten the top 10 with just 29 inches. So, yeah, it was kind of frustrating. All right, let's talk about the weather.
Okay. We know that there's supposed to be a significant windstorm that's supposed to roll in here this afternoon. Well, this morning, actually. So it was kind of expected around 11 o'clock. It is now 10:37. Now, I don't know if you guys can see it, but on the water, there's these large rolling waves. And those are an indication that downriver from us, there's significant turbulence in the water. It's a wind turbulence. We know that because it's forecasted it's going to happen. Now, I launched right up here, so I'm just going to head straight that way because these rollers are telling me within the next 15, 20 minutes, maybe half an hour, maybe less, I'm going to be in the middle of some really nasty wind. So we're going to start rolling, and hopefully, honestly, hopefully we catch 2 or 3 more big fish before we get there, but we'll see. All right, here we go. One of the things that I've realized, albeit maybe a little bit late, is that the bigger fish like the bait moving a lot faster. I've just noticed that the bigger fish have come when I've been going over 2 miles an hour. So going east, which is up current, I have to go at least 2.25, and then going down current, back towards the windstorm, I had to go about 2.5.
So, yeah, the wind caught me. So it's not as bad as it's going to get. This is pretty mild still, even though we're in giant rollers with white caps on top of them. So we have this huge undulation going underneath the waves that are actually on the surface. So it's kind of hairy. It's pretty tricky. And the wind is hitting my rods trying to end for end me, but I'm still fishing. I'm going to do my best.
Okay, that's a fish. I don't know how big it is, but it seems like it's pretty big. But it's hard to tell because we're being pushed along at 3/4 mile an hour. Just don't come off, dude. Please don't come off. No, 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 no. Yes! Oh my gosh, that's probably the biggest one of the day. That might be. Glad we kept fishing, even though, oh my God, get water on it. Well, I hope so.
Well, I did make it back to the marina finally, and it was getting to be pretty hairy out there. And I did fish in the marina for a while. I caught one small fish, and then I spent the rest of the time uploading all my fish to TourneyX. Well, despite my questionable decision making, I still did pretty well. So there was 101 participants in the No Limit tournament. I got 14th, so that's top 15%. Yeah, I'm going to take that as a positive. It's the best I've ever done in a native tournament, so I'm pretty happy with that. Now, for the 5 fish tournament, I didn't catch any big fish, and so I still did pretty well. I was in the top 25%, but I tied with 2 other people, and I had the smallest fish of the 3 of us. So my standing was 21st out of 86, which is still top quarter. So pretty happy again. Very positive experience. Well, that's about all I got for you. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. And if you want to see more of it, subscribe. And please, if you have any questions or concerns, write them in the comments. I'll be sure to respond. Thank you very much and have a great rest of your day.